Well, hello everybody, good afternoon. Araya here in For the Love of Dragons, going live. And as you guys realized, hopefully starting last week, I announced that I'm going to be live on Tuesdays, at least through the summer. Coming on a little bit earlier so that we can get the European crowd satisfied to catch lives, because quite often they miss it. So I'm trying to aim for 11 o'clock on Tuesdays, Pacific Standard Time. And you know how dragons are. They don't like to be pinned down. They like to change things and go with the flow. So here I am at 11:15 or ish. And that's got to be what works. So hello everybody. Want to talk about a couple things going on energetically this week and how the dragons can support us. Because as some of you have noticed or are probably feeling, there's been, and I love that Karen in the group just posted a really long, beautiful experience of working with some dragons in the book and really experiencing the crystal and the gold dragons. I found that interesting. She was just posting that because I woke up today and just knew for some reason I have to talk about the gold dragon. So we're going to be talking about the gold dragon and working with him and what he's bringing, she is bringing for us right now. But one of the things that she pointed out or noticed and was curious if others had been feeling is how difficult the energies were last month. That May was very, very challenging. There was a lot of shift. There was a lot of really big stuff going on in the body and a lot of fatigue and dizziness and weird sensations, and this is the adjustment period. We are in this time, remember, of adjusting into a different frequency band, going way back. I know in the past, I can't remember how many weeks ago, we talked about how we're shifting from this frequency band to this and what it's going to entail to get there, and the stair-stepping it's going to take, because you know, most light workers or those that are here on the planet that have been knowing that the shift or working towards this shift and envisioning it coming, now that it's finally upon us, I don't know if many people actually stopped and thought about what that would actually look like, how hard it would be to go from here to here, that, oh, it's just walking through a door. It's just like meditation. You go through a dimensional doorway and you're in 5D and all is good, except that we are taking our physical bodies along with us. So that's going to entail a lot of shifting and upgrades and cellular changes. Everything in the body is going to be changed. So right now even there's information that has come through of how our chakra system is actually realigning and changing itself. So you're going to feel things in lots of different ways, and it is going to bring about fatigue, and it is going to make you just want to crater at moments during the day. And if you can honor that and take 15-20 minute power naps here and there as you need to, let the body rest as it needs to. Hello, Sophia. Let it catch up and sleep deeply if you can. I know that I've been getting, hello, Tina, some really good long sleeps because I've been allowing myself to finally. And one, I feel like I'm finally rested. Since this whole thing started, I have not felt rested in years, and it's slowed things down enough and made me slow down, even though everything with you guys is still very busy. There's well, I didn't have to spend hours in the mornings going to and from schools, so overwhelmed in a different way with homeschooling, but as Karen pointed out, the energies of May were intense. And what you might be noticing now, hello Melinda, hello Mary, is this, I don't know if it's a slowdown as much as we're finally assimilating and getting to the place where it's going to be a little bit easier on the body moving forward for the next phases. You know, the first part of a journey is always the hardest. It's that getting into motion or getting up the mountain and getting your blood pumping and getting yourself acclimated to, you know, the elevation or the rate of footsteps or whatever you're doing as an activity. You've got to get your body adjusted. Once it falls into a rhythm, then it becomes easier. So we're sort of getting into that rhythm phase. And what I've been noticing, what I want to talk about today, is not just this stillness and the importance of it, but for you guys, because you're working with the dragons and you have a connection to the dragons, so the dragons are there to support you. And the dragons are here to support everyone, but not everyone's calling them forth or using them. And you guys know how to, or at least you can find out how to in the book if you don't, especially with the gold dragon. And I'm panned out a bit today instead of being real close in the camera because I wanted you guys to be able to see the new artwork coming, and the site is very close to being ready. I'm very excited for the layer to be opening. And these are going to be some of what's available is these canvas prints, and this is the gold dragon. Really excited about him. Move that camera up just a bit so you can clearly see him, and the sapphire dragon over here. And these are, I've told you guys, I don't know how many times that I'm in creation of a dragon oracle deck, one that's actually created from the dragon realms, from the dragons themselves, powerhouse energy within them, because that's been on my heart to do for some time. Thanks, Melinda. Yeah, I think they're gorgeous too. I'm really excited, hello Terry, about the artist that was brought across my path to help me create the deck. And so these are just 2 examples. There's going to be 44 cards. It's over half done, and all of the artwork is phenomenal. Just got the rainbow dragon in yesterday and blew my socks off. I'm just so excited about them. So I want to start sharing them. I'm going to hang different ones each week, so watch for those, because they'll be 11 by 14 or 16 by 20 available, and can probably do special order sizes for people that want something much bigger or something smaller in a collection, something like that. But the gold dragon, he's here with us right now, and he is really useful right now. So you guys that have read the book and worked with him, and right now too, remember, this is a point that Karen had brought up. She said she was working through the book and wasn't sure, like she was working over here, having experiences with these, and yet was trying to do it in order. You don't have to follow the order that's specified in the book anymore. Definitely follow your intuition, follow what is your guidance is giving you, because that's the most important right now for the frequencies that you need and the work of release that you need specifically. So what I want to bring up with the gold dragon, Jira, he is from Orion, for those that don't know. That's a 5th dimensional frequency band, and he is the power lineage. So he holds a lot of different strengths for you to work with, but one key piece right now, if you guys have been noticing, hello Weldy and Candace, yes, I just talked about those, so go back on the replay, Candace. They are going to be available in the layer opening soon, and they're part of the Oracle deck. So the aspect of the energies coming in, there is a lot of electrical energy in what's happening now. I've had a lot of electrical energy coming in. Feels almost like lightning or shivers moving through the body, especially in session with people. And so as this electrical energy, it's just a higher frequency band that it feels electrical, but it's because of how we're assimilating it into the body. So lots and lots of water is going to help move it through the body. But one of the pieces that the gold dragon can bring, instead of feeling like you're getting shocked by it or surprised by it, or it's like, whoa, jolting you, Jira, gold is a conductor, right? And he is the one working with the power lineage. So he is able to bring in a frequency band to convert that energy into something that moves into your body in a smoother way, in a more unified field, instead of like a beam or a bolt or a single stream. That by working with him and allowing his assistants come in and hold a space around you, that it can bring it in a more spherical nature, let's call it that. So use those tools, and if you get a gut instinct of, wow, the silver dragon could help me do X, Y, or Z with it, then use that, try it. And let's see, I want to see what you just said, Weldy. Thank you. I was wondering what the severe shivers were all about. Yes, a lot of electrical energy lately. So hello, Denise. Yes, glad you caught us live. Going on Tuesdays now. So that's the main thing I wanted to bring in today. There's a stillness going on. Definitely the higher frequency dragons are calling. We don't want to avoid all of the elemental work or the shadow work that we need to complete, but you are going to feel called naturally to call in some of the higher frequency dragons and many of the Middle Earth dragons right now. The sapphire dragon, for example, is one of those from Middle Earth. That Jezebel is the emerald, who you can definitely call in. But the sapphire dragon is starting to show up for some people in specific ways. So the normal task of the sapphire dragon is as a revealer of truth. Sapphire dragon worked with groups in similar to like the round table aspect with King Arthur, groups that were in pure integrity and holding a space of truth. That sapphire dragon would bring that in and reveal more and release more for them to expand into. Hello, Lisa. But you might start experiencing, because the Middle Earth Dragon realm is now open, the portals, thanks to lots of work around the planet, but some of my Dragon Hearts from especially last year's program are very connected Middle Earth and predominantly meant to go in and be doing those portal openings to activate and release. And a lot of that has been sealed off for a long time because it was misused, because we weren't supposed to access that dimension anymore. And so now that we're having access, some of the others are starting to come out. The Carnelian dragons, the Amethyst dragons, the Citrine dragons, the Peridot dragons, and all of these are going to be part of the deck because they finally started coming forward to work with us, as have the Pleiadians. 2 years ago, the Pleiadians showed up in the Dragonheart program and finally were ready to give all of their information. So those will be part of the energies we're moving into, which is why it's finally time to get it out as a workable tool for you guys to use. So I'm beyond excited about that creation and that you will start experiencing. So Ashley. Hello, Ashley. I'm going to see you on Thursday. I feel I'm being activated, capabilities and connections coming online. I'm very excited and so grateful to have found the group. Yeah, absolutely, Ashley. And I'm excited for you. I actually watched your little clip that you sent in, and we'll have a lot to talk about on Thursday. There is definitely activation happening. And as some of you guys know, when I'm speaking, especially when you see my eyes shift into my dragon, and I've been fully in my dragon all morning, so you probably seeing or noticing that I might look a little different than maybe you are used to me today, or see some more features of my dragon, because I was laying with some crystals that were sent to me this week by one of my Dragon Hearts that hold Atlantean and Lemurian codes specifically for me. And I tell you what, I had the most beautiful opening activation on my heart chakra and the back of my heart chakra this morning, and then on my solar plexus, because I was led to hold these that are holding the specific codes in those places. And I tell you what, I know that something big activated today, and you guys will notice, especially when I'm in full dragon, that there is a download coming through for you. And I feel like that's happening today, where it's not just about the gold dragon, it's about, there's messages and coding coming through. My whole body's tingling on that, so pay attention, guys. This is always my sign that I'm getting the full body shivers, which means there's truth being shared, and that it's like right on the money, right? That's the cue for my body. You guys have your own way. One of my Dragon Hearts always loves the full body goosies, is how she describes it, and that's always been a dear term to me now as a way to describe it. But when you're feeling that and you sense that, allow yourself to open up to it. In fact, you might consider watching this over again, even those that don't get it on the replay and aren't on live right now. This is meant for you. There's a piece coming through for you right now from these crystals that activated me this morning. Full body tingles, yes, Candace. So there was some timing because I just received them in the mail yesterday, opened the package and knew right away. I actually felt what happened. Let me just grab them really quickly because they're just over here. You guys would love to see these. I feel like that's part of the activation code. And yes, there's a reason that this needs to be present, because the gold dragon is also part of this. So calling in this code, calling in these codes, call in the gold dragon to help you assimilate these, because it's going to be like lightning energy. So I've got this beautiful male crystal holding Lemurian frequency for me to activate and enhance these, which is holding the Atlantean codes within it, specifically for me, but because it's coming through me, I can transmit it to you, and there's a reason behind that. So just allow that to be received. I don't know if I've done this before, actually holding, wow, I can feel it just going out to you guys. That's a first, you guys. That's the first time I've worked in this way, actually sending a transmission out consciously for all of those who are getting the replay. And can you feel it? I'm feeling the female and the male joining. So this is not just about, reactivating both Lemurian and Atlantean codes. I'm going to cry, you guys. This is making me really emotional. So thank you. Ikira is my Dragon Heart who knew that these had to come to me. Yeah, I'm getting really emotional because this has been a long time coming. for you guys to receive these from Tana. This is not just an activation of, there's a feminine and masculine, so it's divine union, but this is a higher integration of your, because our union is happening not just internally with our masculine, feminine, with our, it's with our higher self, with our dragon self, all of ourselves, all of the incarnations that we have out there, coming in and merging into themselves. But for those of you that have aspects of yourself in Lemuria and in Atlantis, just let that sink in. Let yourself remember that this is meant to move that energy in. It will feel energetically like lightning. Hello, Lisa. Yeah, big one here today. This is powerful, so feel free to share this, because whoever's meant to get this download is going to catch the replay. Adornya hai igaru yasha. Udornya mai tarka. Alwahi. Amushornya nataima. Agure hala. Amuriana shai. Agoria lahanto. Amashnehi. Ajahu. Coding within that light language, and you guys know I don't often speak light language or my dragon tongue on the lives, but this is obviously a very special, unexpected moment, and allowing that dragon breath that just went out to carry it to you across the mists, through all planes and dimensions, to all of your bodies, to receive those Lemurian Atlantean codes to be activated, to remember what you need to remember from those places, and to allow the full unification and reunifying of those parts into yourself. That's what it's about. Allowing Jira to come to each one of you who needs that. That's the gold dragon by name. To help assimilate that in an easy, gentle way to receive the energy. So grateful that you guys made it on today. The whole tone has shifted. I can feel why I was so excited. Hello, Melinda. Absolutely. Feeling really blessed to be a part of this dragon family, to have been brought forth out of my own fears of shackles and fears of being hunted and imprisoned, and all those things that kept me in the background for a lot of years, that for the last 3 years, being able to do this full time with and for you guys was probably the greatest gift of my journey, and really being able to see the waves and the shift movement forward brings me to tears quite often. So you're welcome, Ashley. I look forward to next Tuesday. Not sure what the subject will be, so feel free, if you have questions or things that happened this week with this energy, send them in so we can talk about it, share about it, or see what comes next. And I will definitely keep you in the loop for the layer opening. Gonna have beautiful pieces to wear on your walls, to hold. We've got this is my gold dragon here sitting on my shoulder, and he and his friends are gonna be available. Lots of beautiful things for the home to not just accentuate it, but to activate it, because each one of the things that goes out through that storefront, through my portal of what I'm bringing in a new way, is going to have a transmission for each box that goes out for that individual, because I'm doing all the processing until it gets crazy enough that somebody else has to help me, but I will still be doing each one of those orders for that transmission for that person, so it's activated to your specific frequency to receive. So you are welcome, Candace. I'm just trying to read that whole comment there. Wow, I really felt that. That started at the top of my head and flowed down through my body. Absolutely, Candace, you are welcome. I'm so grateful that came through. It reminds me of when I did the equinox in March. unexpected crystal dragon meditation that came through, and that I know that that energy at that time was so important. And that, you know, since then, even now, the crystal black and white dragon work is so prevalent. And if you haven't done so, or you need some help calling them in, bringing it in very powerfully, the new meditations, the guided meditations on the site, are very powerful. And I know that everyone that's used them is really grateful to have them available, even though they've already done work with the black and the white crystal dragons. It's a new level of it. It's got transmission and coming direct through me within that, which is why I put the guided meditations out. Because as you guys know, I am somehow a conduit to activate things within. I've always been, for 20 years or so, the one that gets the balls rolling, or the stones. I'm the one that, you know, moss doesn't grow, because I get the stones rolling in people's lives, and sometimes that triggers them and really moves them forward too quickly for their own liking, but it's what their soul is asking for when they come across my path. So grateful to be here to do that for you guys, and so good to see everybody on and have the comments, and know that my dragon family is thriving and active and really being a big part of this. Because as you know, moving into this place of stillness, because we're already integrating the energies, you can feel the chaos outside almost getting greater, and the stillness here, it's like the dichotomy before it goes into union and can weave. But it's so important to be holding the stillness and the light right now, not only for yourself. It's not just that we become a beacon to guide others, but in holding that light, what you're doing is holding that specific frequency and pulling more and more of it in from the higher dimensional planes, so that it can in turn shift those around us. It's not just about being that guiding light. It's about helping bring the shift by continuously bringing in more and more of those higher frequencies. And we can do that better when we're still, when we know exactly what our job is. What, you know, if you're meant to be out in the front lines, doing demonstrations and calling forth change and action, there's definitely a part for that too. But there are those of us that, you know, a light warrior and a light worker doesn't have to necessarily be out pushing. It can be pulling the frequency and just holding it in a very powerful way, like a giant shield, that's creating a reflection of that energy out into the world. So, go forth and do your work, dragons. Very excited to know that all the legions of light have been called forth. They are all operating in all the dimensional planes. Talked about that last week, and where they're sitting, and how they're sort of all in different levels right now. They're not interweaving, because it's a time of, almost like a time of separation before the time of weaving. In the same way of what I just mentioned, that dichotomy of the chaos and the stillness, that they hit their opposite points before they come and weave together. And this is sort of happening in all the dimensional layers as well. So lots happening. Stick with it. We are moving through it. It's going to be a couple more months of intensity and power and shift and uncertainty, because we're still at the deciding point. We still have to see where we're going, although we know that light is victorious. What that's going to look like, we still have yet to determine. But there's going to be some powerful lineups and shifts. As I've mentioned before, I don't necessarily follow astrology a lot, but I am aware of the bigger conjuncts and things that happen. And I know we just had a new moon lunar eclipse, and now we have a full moon solar eclipse coming up this weekend for the solstice. And that's super powerful. It's going to be a big one, and I know that there will be a lot of information coming out from other sources over the weekend with that. And we will probably talk about it on Tuesday, on all the energies of what happened, what's going on, and what you guys experienced from it. So wishing you a beautiful week. I love you, and I will see you next Tuesday around 11 o'clock Pacific Standard. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.